All right, welcome back to the channel, and this is your boy Fanon, and in this video, Shakur Stevenson capped on Gervonta Davis, I do believe, as he implies that Gervonta Davis should go to Turki al-Sheikh so that they can get their fight done. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about an interview that Shakur Stevenson gave on The Breakfast Club. Interesting interview, was about a half hour long, watched it last night, had several takeaways from that interview, several things that really stood out to me. And one of them was something that I don't think makes a lot of sense that Shakur Stevenson keeps saying, and I can't figure it out. So I just happen to think that maybe he's not telling the truth. Huge fan of Shakur Stevenson. Huge fan of Shakur Stevenson. But we're going to talk about it. And also, he seems to believe that Gervonta Davis needs to go to Turki al-Sheikh to get the bag so these guys can fight. Also had some things to say about Lamont Roach, and we'll get all of that in there. But before I do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. Now, before I go into this, I have to tell you, number one, I'm not a big gambler. I'm not. I've gambled here, I've gambled there, but just generally speaking, I don't like to lose money, and my unhappiness with losing money greatly exceeds the thrill I get from winning money. So I don't really do it. However, when Shakur Stevenson says something on The Breakfast Club, it stood out to me because he said that he knew how the Gervonta Davis-Lamont Roach fight was going to go and that he won a lot of money off of it. And it just made me think for a second. And again, I'm not a gambler. However, I don't know how he would have been able to predict a draw. If he thought that Shakur Stevenson if he thought it was going to be a good fight, you still have to bet something that you're likely to get. And in order for him to have picked that outcome of that fight, he would have had to say that he would have been predicting a draw. Now, for him, he said he believes Tank won the fight 7-5, even without the hair grease knockdown. No way. Okay? No way. I do not believe, I'm telling you, I do not believe Shakur Stevenson picked a draw in that fight. If Shakur Stevenson picked Lamont Roach to win, then he would have lost his money. If he would have picked Gervonta Davis to lose, he would have lost his money. If he would have predicted a knockout, if it would have gone, maybe he predicted the over. Maybe he decided, oh, I'm going to bet that it goes the full 12 rounds. I just have a hard time getting my head around how he could have won money by predicting off of a draw that he didn't predict. But again, don't know boxing the best, but it just didn't make sense to me. It made sense that he was saying that, look, I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I knew that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, because I was in the camp with Lamont Roach, could do some things with Gervonta Davis. But that doesn't mean that you knew the fight was going to be a draw. So I got to call cap on that a little bit, unless somebody can get in the comment section and tell me what Shakur Stevenson's bet was that would have paid him out on a draw, unless it's him betting the over. And if he just bet the over, I don't know about all of that. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I don't know, man. I think that he's angling a little bit because sometimes in some of the videos, he actually told Gervonta in this interview, hey, man, don't fight Lamont Roach again because I want to fight you. And I basically saying he believes Lamont Roach is going to win the second fight. But again, if you thought Lamont Roach was going to win the second fight because you predicted it in the first, dog, you had to actually predict it in the first. But guess what? Gervonta didn't lose. So it just kind of put me in the mindset like, nah, I don't know about this one, man. I don't know who you would have bet somebody. Maybe you bet on, if you bet on a draw, you the man. I don't know anybody running around betting on draws. That aside, another interesting thing that came out there he was talking about Turki Al-Sheikh and the issue that happened with Turki Al-Sheikh as far as his pay. Well, now we have confirmed that Turki Al-Sheikh paid him the higher amount of money. Because Shakur Stevenson said he stood on principle with Turki Al-Sheikh, and that Turki Al-Sheikh wound up having to give him the money. So the end of that particular mystery. However, when Shakur is talking about fighting Gervonta, he slipped in something. He said, come on, man, come on over here. Let's get this bag. I had to interpret that to mean that Shakur is saying, come on over here, get this bag from Turki, and so Turki and I can get this bag. Well, if that is what needs to happen in order for the Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis fight to happen, I'm going to tell you it's probably not going to happen. I doubt very much Gervonta Davis is going to give up the ghost to go sign with Turki Al-Sheikh so he can get a fight with Shakur Stevenson. Probably not going to do it. Probably going to stay with the PBC, stay loyal to the people he's been with before. So if Shakur Stevenson wants to fight Gervonta Davis, then Shakur Stevenson should do what Shakur Stevenson knows he needs to do, which is go over to the PBC and try to make a fight. He said in the interview that he can fight with Eddie or not fight with Eddie. It just depends on what the circumstance is. That's how his contract is. Well, if that's how your contract is, call Al Heyman and get a fight with Gervonta, and line a fight up with Gervonta Davis. But Shakur Stevenson, to get the fight with Gervonta Davis, is going to have to get the money that Gervonta Davis would give him. Trying to convince Gervonta Davis to leave his safe zone, jump over there to a Turki Al-Sheikh card where all kind of funny shit is happening so he can fight Shakur Stevenson, I don't think so. Now, while Shakur Stevenson, I'm telling you, is one of the best fighters in boxing, I very rarely criticize him. I never really criticize him for stuff that goes on in the ring because I think he's a terrific, terrific fighter. I just think in this particular instance that this Turki Al-Sheikh money is getting to people's heads because Gervonta does not have to go over there to do that. Now, if you want to go get your free welfare checks over there for Turki Al-Sheikh while he holds your hands and blow kisses in your ear, hey, man, that's on you guys. I doubt very much Gervonta Davis is going to do that. But to take a stance that Gervonta Davis needs to do that it's just ridiculous, man. You got Turki Al-Sheikh and this crap he's doing is putting the hands so heavily on the scale that fighters that are not a draw, and I love Shakur Stevenson as a fighter, but he's not a big draw. He's just not that. So to be in a position where Gervonta has to make some kind of move, some type of sacrifice to get to Shakur just because Shakur has financial backing from this guy, man, watch the clock. He's got 13 more months until TKO pops off, or less than that. So what are you going to do when he's gone? Man, I don't think Gervonta Davis should gut his career to go fight Shakur Stevenson in a fight that you know what's going to happen. Shakur Stevenson is going to stay so far away from Gervonta Davis, it ain't funny. Shakur Stevenson does not fight like Lamont Roach. But anyway, I just found the whole thing funny. I do not believe that Shakur Stevenson won a great amount of money by betting a draw. And because it's contradictory to what you say is going to happen in the next fight and what you said you thought was going to happen. You thought Shakur was going to win. You thought Lamont was going to win. But Lamont didn't win. Lamont got a draw. We got to stop acting like Lamont Roach won a fight. Lamont Roach didn't win that fight. In my personal opinion, Lamont Roach lost that fight. And I do believe that the reason it was a draw was because he took a knee. Because other than that, the 10-9 rounds that went to Lamont, that round would have been Gervonta's. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. I tell you, I think people just putting a little extra on stuff sometimes and don't really like it much. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.